Hi guys, welcome back to yet another video. My name is Martin. I'm filming this in my storage unit today. What I do on this channel is I show off 4 books from random and I end on a key issue. I also show off issues that you don't see a lot of in other comic book channels. So let's just kick it off. The first issue I have to show off is The Brave and the Bold issue 32 by J. Michael Straczynski and Hey Who Says. It's got Aquaman on here and it's got the Demon. Now, I seem to recall, and I don't think it was this series, but I seem to recall that DC were going to do a new series of The Outsiders, and it was going to be Metamorpho. It was going to be, I think, Katana. I think Batman was going to be in it, and there was a few others. I think maybe Geoforce was going to be in there, but it was going to have Aquaman, but not this version of Aquaman. It was going to have the King Arthur version of Aquaman. So it's right here. I can see it. It's right there. So you had Aquaman, and he had the harpoon for the hand, and then they replaced it with the water-based hand. And then they did away with that character, and they brought in a guy who thought he was Aquaman and thought he was King Arthur, or Arthur Curry rather. But he was. They didn't really explain who he was, but it was not Arthur Curry. He was his own separate character, and by the end, he was in this series called Aquaman, Sword of Atlantis. And we got very cartoony and a little bit weird, and I think the sales were down because by the end of it, he just kind of gave up. He said, "I don't want to do this anymore," and he walked out. He walked the ocean floor, never to be seen again. But I think from that they were wanting to try again and bring him into The Outsiders, but then the series itself just got wiped. And as you said, we're not even going to do it. But from memory, they had the stories ready to go, and they put Aquaman in this instead of Arthur Curry. And yeah, this was going to be kind of like a testing ground for the Outsiders series. But anyway, that was a bit of a long-winded explanation. I hope you enjoyed it. The next issue I'm going to show off is issue 12 of Cable, and yeah, by Jerry Duggan and Phil Noto. I enjoyed the Phil Noto art, but when I think of Cable, I think of loud, flamboyant, action-packed, like pages that jump off the page. Phil Noto is he produces beautiful artwork, and it really is that it's artwork. So I don't think Phil Noto's style suits with what I think Cable should look like. But that being said, this series only went for 12 issues, and yeah, it is what it is. I also show you on the back we have the Black Widow movie, and I remember when this came out here in Melbourne. During lockdowns, we had 6 lockdowns, and so we were back and forth about when you could go out, when you could not go out, where you could go, and so I got this because you couldn't go further than 5Ks out of your house, so I couldn't go to my local comic book shop because it's in the city, and I live a fair distance from the city, so I had to get the guys to mail this comic. They had to mail it out to me, but my local cinema, had this on during one of the brief non-lockdowns, and I saw the movie with a mask on. So, yeah, a bit of a history lesson, but there you go. Now, the next issue I'm going to show off is Guardians of the Galaxy issue 16, and this was a series that I read kind of piecemeal. When you go to your local comic book shop and you get your pull list, but before you get your stuff, you have a look on the shelves, and there might be something about like a cover that pops out, and you go, I'm going to give that a try. So I gave like issue 12 a try, and then a month later 13 and 14, and then by then I was like, okay, I think I'm hooked. There was something about this series that really piqued my interest. I don't know if it was the art style or Al Ewing's love of cosmic characters, but I jumped on it and I ran the series down. So there we go. That's issue 16 of Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the key issue that I'm going to show off, and yeah, I should really bag and board this again. Actually, yeah, it doesn't even have a board, but I'll bring it up for you. There it is. Incredible Hulk issue 200. And I remember buying this from my then local comic book shop, which was half an hour's drive from here. And I prayed, I paid probably about $10 for it. And I read it and I read it and I loved it. Yeah, when I bought this, there was no internet, there was no constant TV to watch. There was like no cable. We had no cable. There was 4 channels. Yeah, maybe even 5 channels if you're lucky. But like comics for me were my form of entertainment. I would buy these things and I would read them again and again, and I'd just fall in love with them. And I just loved that you had all the Hulk's supporting cast on the cover, and yeah, just absolutely loved it. So there we go. So that's the key issue for today. Do you have this issue? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, so please let me know what you think. Is there anything you want me to show, like anything in particular you want me to try and track it down out of these boxes and show off? Because this channel, even though it's for me, it is for you guys as well. And I want to make this as enjoyable as an experience as I can. So yeah, please let me know. So thanks for sticking with me also, and I will catch you at the next one. Bye guys.